Today is Mission Sunday, a celebration of our mission and service. Stephanie helped the children begin to think about what that word mission means. I got a lot of new definitions from them. That's a good thing. You know, we use that word in so many ways. I got curious about it, so I looked it up in Webster's dictionary. When all else fails, turn to Webster. Listen to the sum of the list that was given for the word mission. The act or an instance of sending. A ministry commissioned by a religious organization to propagate its faith or carry on humanitarian work. A mission establishment. Organized missionary work. A course of sermons and services given to convert the unchurched or quicken the Christian faith. A body of persons sent to perform a service or carry on an activity. A specific task with which a person is charged. You know, I wanted to go on with what you were saying with the children with Mission Impossible. Do you remember the line that was given? This mission, should you choose to accept it. Well, that's who we are today. Looking at our mission, which another word for might be calling, or vocation, or commitment. In our scripture reading, we might also add another thought about mission. Remember these words. Keep on doing the things that you have learned and received and heard and seen in me, and the God of peace will be with you. From the very, very beginning of our Christian faith, we have learned the commandment to love God with our whole being and to love our neighbor as ourselves. Our church, right here in Silver Lake, Kansas, has taken our mission seriously. We have taken that commandment seriously as we serve together in the world in which we live. And so today, I invite you to come and see. Let's learn about some of the ways that we serve. Oh, look! There's Joan Euler. She's our leader of Mission Outreach Ministries. Joan, would you tell us a word about what we do in mission and what it means? Come on up. You can use the phone.
Well, I am the coordinator of Outreach Ministries, and these ministries touch lots of families in Silver Lake and Topeka, Shawnee County, Kansas, and even across the world. On a local level, we have the Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts meet here. Elaine Moeller coordinates the Adopt a Family at Christmas time. We ring Salvation Army bells. Thank you, Peggy and Mike Glenn. We're involved in Hands on Topeka and the Bishop's Roundup for Hunger, which John Rick will talk more about a little bit. And Imagine No Malaria. Thank you, Mark Burdick. On a personal level, it's been really nice to be a coordinator of one of the many missions of outreach. I coordinated the Hands on Topeka project this last year, and I actually found out where the Kansas East Conference offices are, and I got to meet a lot of wonderful people from different Methodist churches in the area. On a more global level, it means the world to me to make a difference in so many people, and that more people are learning about the love of Christ.
Thank you, Joan. Well, let's see if we can come and see any other missions. Well, I heard, John, that you were going to tell a bit of a story, so would you share with us about that?
that Halloween and Christmas aren't the only holidays that are coming. There are a lot of folks that aren't necessarily thankful this time of year because they just don't have everything that they need, really, for life to be the kind of thing that they can really be joyous about. And Bishop's Roundup for Hunger helps out with that a little bit. There are a lot of things that are appropriate to give to the Bishop's Roundup. We generally think of it as food and clothing and health-related items. Money also works. But anyway, over the years we've participated in this. Our church has participated in this. And Stan and Dixie held on to this for a long time, and then they passed the corral to Connie and I. So we'll be getting that put up soon, and the date is November 16th. If you look up Bishop's Roundup for Hunger, you'll find it on Facebook. And there's a website, Bishop's Roundup for Hunger page on still the Kansas East Conference page. So if you have a computer and you surf the web, well, you'll have an opportunity to find out all the details there.
So John, let me ask you why you've got a turkey in your head. You've been doing the Roundup for a while now. Tell us just a word about how you've seen that make a difference, or what difference it makes to you.
It's fun to be involved in the collection and the corral here, but it's really enjoyable to go to Lawrence to the county fairgrounds and see all the kids that are involved. The youth unload our pickup or whatever vehicle you take to carry things in just a few minutes, like 3 or 4. It doesn't take them long at all, and they put all these things, which are coated with colored labels, in their appropriate place. Then we go to worship. That's from 8 to 10:30 or so. Then we go to worship at, I think it's 10. Okay, so 8 to 10, and worship is from 10 to 10:45, and the bishop is usually there. From 10:45 to 12:30, those things that we took are offloaded and sent out to where they need to go. And in the midst of that, lunch starts at 11 o'clock, and finally it all concludes at 1. But that worship service is really special because it's a Thanksgiving and a sending, if you will. Now, what does it mean to me? I just enjoy it.
Thanks, John, and thanks for bringing your friend along. We appreciate it. Well, let's come and see. I heard you speak about youth, and we've got some great youth in our church. Cameron, would you mind telling us a bit about some mission? So you've been involved in some mission in our church. Tell us a word or two about that.
Okay, well, I'm not that great at speaking on demand, so I have this. When I think of this youth group, I am most reminded of the missions that we complete each summer as a part of our Mission Mania Summer Service projects. Last summer, we went to such places as Harvesters, the Rescue Mission, the Ronald McDonald House, and many more. Each had its own tasks, ranging from packing potatoes in an air-conditioned facility to painting the facade of a church in the heat of summer with hundreds, and I mean hundreds, of tiny little chiggers biting at you. No matter how easy or hard each task may have been, they all left us with a degree of self-satisfaction and feeling that we made a difference. Our numbers throughout the summer stayed strong, which may have been because of the stop for lunch afterwards, but who's counting anyway? We made an impact even if some of us were motivated by the promise of food. During some weeks, we were serving those who had no promise of food at all. After you leave these places to go eat your Subway sandwich, it makes you stop and think about those things. It's good to know that there are places out there that make essentials available to those who have not required them otherwise. These mission trips open your eyes to what is happening in your own neck of the woods. Stuff like this isn't just happening in the big places like Chicago, LA, and New York City. People in our neighboring towns need help, and we have answered the call, which makes me proud of what we have accomplished.
Thank you, Cameron. We're proud of you and all the youth, too. And I'll tell you, I remember those potatoes. Sweet potatoes. Do you remember how many we bagged?
Is it 5,000 pounds?
5,000 pounds of sweet potatoes, for starters. Thank you. Well, mission grows and goes in many different directions, and one of the well-known mission places is through the United Methodist Women in our church. I would invite Sue Streeter to come and share a word about some of those exciting missions. Welcome, Sue. You can be here or there, wherever you'd like to be. Thank you. Okay.
Good morning. I retired not long ago, I don't know if you know that, and I do not like to speak, so to get me through, I brought slides.
Now, wait a minute, Sue. I want to know what the connection is between retirement and not liking to speak.
It's universal.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, I do need this crutch, so please bear with me. This is our motto, is faith, hope, and love in action from Lake United Methodist Women. And just to start out, to get going a little bit, I would like you guys to raise one hand. Anybody who's ever brought a pie to garage sale. Anyone. Just raise your hands. If you brought more than one pie, just wiggle your fingers, not two hands, just one hand, wiggle your fingers. If you've ever washed a dish for Harvest Home or garage sale, raise a hand. If you've ever moved tables for Harvest Home, raise a hand. Unloaded stuff for garage sale, raise your other hand. Keep your hands up, keep your hands up. If you've ever baked a turkey. Okay, how about made a salad? Anybody made a salad? Okay, keep your hands up, don't put them down. Anybody helped in any other way? Did I forget anything for garage sale, Harvest Home, bingo, anything we do?
Come and eat.
Anybody come and eat? Yes, okay. Look around, keep your hands up, look around. Every hand just about is up in this church. UMW does not exist without all of you. Everything we do, we depend completely on the entire church, and we can't thank you enough. All right, Jake. I want to go over what all the money that we raise from our fundraisers go over, and we're going to go over it very quickly. It'll be on there if you can't read it, and if you have any questions afterwards, just get a hold of me. I'm not going to read them all. I'm just going to touch a couple on the screen because I trust most of you can read. If you can't, you can come see me after church, and I'll help with that too. We make operating fund donations to the church every year. We actually give about 25% of our total fund back to the church. We use the church a lot. We donate in some way, shape, or form about that much back to our church. Our church is important. It's a mission in and of itself. Where would we be without it? And then the rest of those things we do also. Caring Christian Cooks is a wonderful thing Betty Kelsey organizes. If you are ever sick and they call and say, do you want a meal? You want a meal. You're going to get a meal. It's a very good thing. We can go on to the next one, Jake. Okay. Church parsonage. I don't know if you all know, but we actually help with the church parsonage. Last year we supplied a washer dryer that got bad. The UMW actually did that. We do a lot of the kitchen equipment. We did with garbage disposal. We were all grateful to get a new garbage disposal this year. Minister's choice on there is we give cash to the minister, and she can spend it any way she wants to help with children's moment, whatever. We also give cash for traveler's aid. We have a lot of people come to our church. They come through and they need some money to get them on to the next stop, and we provide cash that the minister and they want a $20 bill. They don't want a check, so we have that money available to them for us to help people traveling through. We are a church, and that is a mission. Jake, next one. We go through all this. I want to talk about the baby quilts for the NICU babies. We provide the material, and wonderful women provide the love, and they make quilts for all the NICU babies. and good, caring Christian women praying and loving over these quilts and then giving them to the babies. It's very nice. Hold it closer? Oh, I thought I was holding it too close. Okay, next. I want to talk a little bit on this screen about the Silver Lake Teachers Fund. It is actually a joint church, and I think it comes out of the Baptist Church. We give a fair amount of money to the Silver Lake Teachers Fund, and that goes for teachers to help supplies that they don't have supported. And we just give them money and they can go get the supplies for the class. I think we have a couple teachers. I don't know if you've been benefit of it. We don't run it. We just give them that big M word money. So I don't know, but that's a good one. Jake. And our international missions, UMW is 800,000 women strong. I don't know where they get that number because we never take a roll. They give out $20-some million a year. UMW does in national and international charities. I don't know if I was shocked at that number. Some years it's more, some it's less. They have about a 2% or 3% overhead cost. It's an amazing, amazing big charity. But we give to those charities also. We give about 10 to 15% of what we raise go to international missions. Okay, Jake. Those are our big fundraisers, mainly Harvest Home and Garage Sale. So please come and eat. If you have neighbors who you think might be hungry Wednesday night, tell them to come and eat. If you see anybody on the street that looks hungry, tell them to come and eat Wednesday. Bring them to eat. Okay, Jake. I want to spend about the next, I think I have 2 minutes left. And I'm going to spend it on a brand new mission that we started. It's actually a church-wide mission. Janet, the whole church. It's under the auspices mainly of sort of management of it's the Silver Lake United Methodist Women Mission. This is the purpose of the mission. If you want a purpose in writing, it's also in the back. But this mission came about because one day I had a conversation, or we had a conversation, several of us had a conversation, and out of the blue, a good woman said, who teaches, said, I don't know if you guys know this, yes, Silver Lake's wonderful. We were bragging about our wonderful town. But she said, you know, in this church, we have things going on. And in our, not in our church, but in our school, we have all the symptoms that the nation has. The nation has 1 in 8 children are hungry. We have that here. And if we think we don't, we're really not. We don't want to see it. We're really hiding ourselves. So we heard a little story about a boy that comes to school and never has shoes. First day of school, obviously, it's been without shoes all summer. We heard a little story from somebody about a child that showed up and fainted from hunger in our classrooms. We have that here. So can you guys hear me? Okay. We started this mission. It's called the Good Neighbor Mission. It's just started this summer. It is its own mission. It will be funded from fundraisers just for the Good Neighbor Mission. It will be funded, it started up with startup funds from Silver Lake United Methodist Women. Its purpose is to help school children in need in this community that are hungry, period. It's not to, it's just very simple goal. Okay, Jake, next one. The coordinator is Becky Lindstrom. When we went looking for a coordinator, we couldn't think of anybody better than Becky. And she has gotten that fundraising, or she's gotten that mission up and running. Our fundraising coordinator is Renee Lambrick, and she's not here, but anybody that wants to help her get fundraising going for this, I'm sure she'd take any help she can get. And of course, Pastor Janet is our leader. Spiritual, emotional, everything. And all the women are just excited about this mission. It is a wonderful, wonderful mission. And please, if you have any questions, see Becky. Or me, but Becky. Becky knows more. Okay. We've had so far very positive responses from our meetings with the administrators and the teachers. And the donations, We've had donations from Vacation Bible School, etc. We've already made donations to the Silver Lake Elementary School and the high school. We've donated food, and we've donated things that the kids needed that their parents aren't providing for them. We are investigating the back snack program. Just to let you know, Renee went to Harvesters, and they pulled up some number on their screen that we probably don't have, and 24% of our children in Silver Lake are eligible for this program, a back snack program. 24%. She thought that was pretty high. I did too. Probably true. Next one, Jake. So we need help with fundraising, obviously money, cash donations. Any other help is needed by the program. If you could see Renee and Becky, that would be great. There are contacts. Jake? Last one. Okay, Faith, Hope, and Love in Action. That's UMW. UMW members are any women in the church, and Steve Brennan, which we gave a pin to, and any other and any other man that washes dishes for us. If you have ever made anything for us, ever helped, we thank you. And just so that you know, I would like you to know that the UMW meets the second Wednesday of every month for 1 hour. 1 hour, 12 times 12 hours. 12 hours meeting time. I came from big corporations. That's amazing for what they do. In that hour, they spend about 30 minutes on joys and concerns, then 30 minutes on work. And I would like the ones that come regularly, just so you know who they are, the Executive Committee of the UMW, please stand. Just look at these women. You should be amazed that we are amazing. UMW, if you want to come, you're welcome to come the second Wednesday of the month. If you have something you want us to know, tell anybody. You get a vote, anybody gets a vote. Please come. You're welcome. Thank you.
These are just some of our stories, and I hope that your interest has been piqued so that you'll speak with any of those who have spoken about more information for any of them. Also, be sure to look at the list on the back of your bulletin of our mission outreach that we do as a church, some of which have been lifted up this morning and others are there for you to learn about. It is a long list. If you're a numbers kind of person and you like to count them, there's 40 listed there. We celebrate being in mission. We are spiritual people. And when we give ourselves in service to God and to others, something happens. The Spirit moves. I still think about the 60 or 70 people who came out on a Friday night to clean and work hard and do the home makeover for the house for the Pearson family to move into. We had people from children to youth to retirees and everything in between. People were fixing and cleaning and painting. People were working together on a common mission. It was an amazing spirit. And even more so when we recognize that in Silver Lake, Kansas, all these folks gave up going to a football game on Friday night. Come and see. Come and see. The Spirit is moving in this church through our efforts as a group, through our efforts as individuals within the church. Our ministries of care and compassion reach out to assist people near and far. We serve locally and globally through the gifts that we give our general church and through our gifts and service that we give right at home. So I would say to you that here at Silver Lake United Methodist Church, we have added our own definition to mission. And you all know it. See if you can say it with me. To embrace God as the foundation of our lives, to engage as disciples in worship, study, and service, to extend the love of Christ to all people. When we live and claim our mission, the love and grace and healing of Jesus Christ is being lived each and every day, 365 days a year. Keep on doing. the things that you have learned in Jesus Christ.